There's no place I'd rather be than here with you. That's all I need. There's no one I'd rather see close to me. That's all I need. If I could stay here, then I will stay here forever. If you're meant to.
Hello, this is Bridget round with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so I know I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm not sure if I'm able to post on Instagram anymore, like longer videos, because they have like the rails now that are like everything. Like they pay me to make rails, literally, and they like I go on there and I'm just on there, like I'm not making anything, and they like pull my gallery up and they're like, hey, why don't you post this? And it's just like random stuff, like a screenshot. I'm like, no. So they really want people making rails right now. But the last time I tried to post a video that was, you know, under 15 minutes but over 90 seconds, it only did the 90 seconds of it. So I don't know if they got rid of it altogether or what's going on, but wherever this ends up, I do still have a pick file for the Bridget Rao channel to do the purpose, like what's your soul purpose. There's 7 piles, and I think that's part of the reason why I haven't like done it, because I feel like it's gonna be like, oh, so long. I don't know what's wrong with me, but they're there. There's 7 piles of cards. I'll do it soon. So let's just see what's going on for people out there. Got a couple of them that fell, but I'm just gonna take the one that like was on the bottom that was sticking up at me. 9 of Wands is like the wounded warrior, somebody that's been through some difficulties, somebody that's been like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to be me. Painful endings. 10 of Swords. I feel like, yeah, this is probably not like the best of energy, so this could be your energy, this could be somebody you know's energy. The Hermit is here too with the moon, and the moon is like secrets and suppression and like the stuff that's not really seen. It's our, you know, having this happen to the intuition to navigate that subtleties. And then there's the Sun, so I feel like there is something like, I feel like there's something hidden or something. Maybe it is that whoever you have been connected to, or whoever you're thinking about when you come to get your reading, they could be like, you know, hiding from you the fact of how they are feeling, okay? Because I feel like there's some sort of burden, there's something heavy around, or something's like, they may have done something, or, you know, ended up somewhere that's kind of like, why did I do that? Because you got the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, and this is like, you know, I'm juggling these options and these things, and then like I can't make up my mind, and sometimes, you know, we may make, yeah, there's the fucking Lovers. So I feel like somebody made a decision or a choice based out of like, you know, whatever they were thinking about or feeling at the time. And I feel like wherever they've ended up is like they're not enjoying themselves by the looks of this energy. And the 5 of Pentacles is here. There's like, oh my, and then there's the 5 of Wands underneath that. So it's like the 5s are about like, man, chaos and crap, and like, this is no fun. And fucking 5 of Swords is like, I stabbed myself, why did I do that? And with the 2 of Cups, I feel like somebody may have done something from a place of fear, a place of like, oh no, or the thought that they were gonna be getting something better, or thought that like the grass was greener, and felt like, oh yeah, things are gonna be great, I'm gonna be so awesome and strong and woohoo. And they may have been allowing their fears and their anxieties to push them or navigate for them, rather than their heart and their soul and like the intuition parts of ourselves that like literally are needed so that this shit doesn't happen to us. And I feel like whoever this person is, like they are somebody that may be kind of maybe logical, or like in their mind a lot, or they just get like influenced by fear, influenced by ego, influenced by the dark, like you know, like thinking the worst about somebody, or thinking the thing that like makes sense, like, oh, 2 and 2 is 4. Yeah, 2 and 2 is 4. But like, if you go and you say you buy 4 posts, and the person that you buy those 4 posts with, you know, shows up and they like give you their half, like they pay their half, but they don't actually pay their half, they put it on credit and never gets paid, like, then all of a sudden fucking repo person's coming up to get those other 2 polls, and now you're fucked. Now you have just your 2 polls and no other polls, because you trusted some asshole that lied and like put out fake money or whatever. So intuitively though, like, if, because like most people, when we look at a logical, all right, like I have 2 posts, you have 2 posts, that's equal 4 posts. But some of us tap into that ability to be like, I don't fucking trust you. Like, I can just tell that you're not gonna be able to give me all the polls for long term, or there's gonna be something fucked up that happens, and then we avoid that's, yeah, oh my god, read my post. So I feel like that's kind of like the case here, is that somebody doesn't allow themselves to trust the gut or their feelings, or it's like they actually don't trust them at all. It's like they feel like, if they feel like the opposite, like most people are like, I'm gonna trust my gut, I'm gonna trust my intuition, I'm gonna you know, feel out the, like, I just don't trust them, there's something about them. You walk into the room and it's like, something about this place is weird, I feel creeped out, like that type of shit. I feel like this person thinks that sense, that ability, that like those subtleties that we can tap into as human beings, it's an innate thing, it's like our fucking natural instincts. They almost think that those are the things that are going to get them in trouble, and the logical mind is like the one, oh, it's just going to have to be correct, it's going to have to be right. But you cannot logically determine human nature or behaviors of people, of why they do what they do, when they're going to do what they do, how they're going to do what they do, what they're fucking thinking about, what they're going to be thinking about tomorrow, 6 weeks from now, like 5 minutes from now. People are insane. And I feel like that's been something that may be detrimental for whoever I'm connecting with, because it seems like the mind here, it's like, oh, look at, like everything I look at, I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna analyze it with my logical mind, I'm not gonna feel my way through it, and then I'm gonna come up with a conclusion based out of fear and anxiety, and maybe things that I've experienced before with people who suck. And so if you know, maybe like they had experienced somebody that was like a douche, lied to them, manipulated, cheated, stole, whatever the things are. Could be like a mother, could be a father, could be a friend, could be a sister, whatever it is. This is like the type of person that's like, okay, like anybody who's blonde, you know, like just logically, you're blonde, and well, I know that the blonde that I knew that did this. There's more of it, like, and it's, I don't even think they're aware of it. I think it's just like, it's up in there, like, and like their brain is like like compartmentalizing all these bullshit facts that aren't facts. They're just like categorizing a bunch of shit that makes no sense, but in their mind it makes sense, so they're making decisions based out of that. And that's just causing a lot of painful endings for them, because it's not a fucking reliable system, and it's not a reliable source of information. And even if it was based off of pure logic that like did fucking have solid basis of, like, you know, scientific evolution, and everybody like, oh, we did all these tests and all the tests conclusive, it's like they're still not, they're just not there. They're not with that type of thing. Like they don't have conclusive evidence of anything, but they still believe in it 100%, because that's just how people are. We have cognitive dissonance. It's like the first thing that somebody is told is what they're gonna believe, until you present information in a way that can change their mind. And a lot of people do not have that ability to change their mind easily. Even if you change their mind, like, consciously, subconsciously, there's still fucking shit up in there that's like, nah, like, I'm afraid, I think Santa still might come, I don't know. It's just because you were fucking lied to your whole childhood. You've been like, Santa real, miracle. Like, just, the mind is crazy. The mind has so many levels and layers. But this feels like somebody that's been, like, through a lot of bullshit, and because of the bullshit, they cause shit. You know, it's like being trapped in a cycle of shitty experiences and shitty people, and we usually keep attracting like things to happen the same way until we're like, okay, I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. And sometimes, you know, we get better at dealing with it, or we have like less of it happen, or there's an evolution between the people who are going through their cycles. Like, say you're in a twin flame dynamic and two of you come together, separate, come together, separate, come together, separate. When you come back together, you may realize or acknowledge or notice that there has been shifting between you and that person. Like, your boundaries are a little bit better, your self-respect is a little bit better, their ability to not be so horrible or like, you know, run away at the first drop of a hat, or just whatever it is that you had going on usually improves over time, because people have improved over time. But I feel like this is probably one of those situations where this is probably a big problem, you know. And you may both have these issues. Like, it's like one of you may be way too much into this fucking side of shit, and the other one may be way too much into it. Like, I'm not gonna pay attention to any logic whatsoever. I'm just gonna go to the emotion world and just whatever. Like, fuck that. If I don't feel it in my belly, then I'm not gonna fucking, I don't know, like, eat. And that would probably be like the stupid thing to do, because you will die. But people do that stuff. So there's probably two sides to the street, like there always is in these world and situations. And again, with two swords and the two of pentacles, I feel like there was juggling, other dynamics, other people, other fucking players in the positions of places that cause problems, and has caused burdens. It's caused a lot of darkness, it's caused a lot of pain, caused a lot, you know, just separation probably, and difficulty, and not knowing. I feel like you probably could be somebody that, like, you know, mirrors some of this, like, anxiety, and it would be like, okay, so this person looks at you and you bring up anxiety in them, right? It's like, they're like, I don't know, like, logically, blah, 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 like, we're so different, blah, 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 blah. And they just fear, right? Like, they're gonna self-sabotage, because that's what we all do. Oh my god, that thing that I'm really gonna love and enjoy and be wonderful, me fuck it up. So that's what we usually do. But I feel like you, on your side, do the same thing. Like, so they're like, oh wow, look at that person being that person, and whatever that person does fucking triggers me to be like, I'm scared, oh my god, anxiety, what if they do blah blah blah, what if they end up blah blah blah, what if this, what if that, I know what I'll do, I'm gonna juggle, I'm going to, you know, talk to someone else, I'm gonna ask my mom and ask my dad, and like these people that I know don't like that person and probably don't think I should talk to that person, I'm gonna ask them their opinion, because that would make sense for me to do, so then I can get backed up on my fears and my scaredness, and get, you know, them to say what the fuck, blah, 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 or anything that needs to be said, so that that heavy burden that they're feeling, you know, can be, okay, painful ending, bye, ouch. And then on your side, you probably feel it coming before it happens, because people shift. You know, all of a sudden, somebody that was like, oh, hey, what's going on? Let's communicate. Let's have, I've completely changed. I'm ready. Let's go. All the way. Woohoo. We are totally soulmates. We're like, awesome sauce. And then you feel the shift. And then you feel them, you know, talking to somebody else, or you feel them debating, or you feel them pulling away, and you feel something changing. You feel the death process coming. And what you usually do is freak the fuck out, because you don't want to be left out in the cold, you don't want to defeat yourself within the situation, and you don't want to deal with the conflict and the competition and the chaos. So you probably start getting insecure. And insecure makes men fucking like, ah! They think that that's like, you know, the worst thing ever. But it's their behavior that brings it out in you, because you've been through it before. You've been lied to, you've been manipulated, you've been cheated on, you've been bruised and hurt, and all of those things that they had just come to tell you that they were no longer doing, and that they were now in their truth and integrity, and they wanted to reconcile, to bring justice and balance and all that amazing stuff. And you probably had your guard up, and you probably were not so sure because, you know, you've seen it before, but you may have let your guard down when you had that clarity that they actually were showing up, and that they were like ready, like, let's go jump into this. I'm ready. I want to commit to like doing all the things and being this person that's all like magnetically attracted and passion and desire, and wow, it's so intense, it's wow, it's so amazing, wow. And then, you know, they jumped on in, and then something happens along the way, and for some reason the strength and the intensity and the, you know, anxieties and all of those things start to just weigh on both people. They trigger each other, cause that Five of Swords, defeating the connection. The secrets come to light, the manipulation comes out, and then it slowly gets further and further away. You could still feel them watching, or you could still feel them being present in some way on the fucking planet, but you don't have them, you know, knocking on the door anymore. The love is probably still there, but they have checked out. So then you have to go through that painful cycle again of healing from that, hermiting away, depression, sadness, feeling like a wounded fucking warrior, because every time you think that you're gonna not get hurt, you get hurt. And so I feel like now this is probably where you've been, is healing from all of this stuff and finding your value and your worth regardless of what this person has done or hasn't done. Realizing that you need reciprocal energy in your life regardless of if it's with them or anybody. Mending the broken heart and, you know, healing from the karma within it. Some of you may have even recognized that it wasn't a connection that was going to serve you, that was just a burdensome thing, and that you needed to let it go entirely so that you could be happy, so that you could find somebody that is going to be the emperor and, you know, not do those things to you. So for some of you, you could be coming into a time of temperance and a time of healing. And for some of you, you could be coming into that time within a dynamic between you and another person that is your person. You know, it's more so about you coming into the 9, single, sexy, confident, independent, pre-empress energy, and knowing your value, knowing your worth, you know, dropping the burdens, the energetic stuff, walking away from whatever doesn't serve. You know, it doesn't mean necessarily you have to walk away from that person, but you've got to walk away from that part of the connection that is not balanced or has karma connected to it, maybe from a past life, maybe from this life, maybe from the mindset that the things that are being thought, or the ideas that, you know, the two of you have had fed to you or experienced in this world is not conducive for, you know, feeling aligned love. So having clarity and illumination and seeing things in a new way, gathering the tools that are required to overcome the difficulties so that you can have a reciprocal connection with somebody that's not going to be leading you to painful endings. So that then you can work together with somebody to build something sacred and beautiful that reflects the value that you have, and heal from the pain that you've been through, probably with both people. And, you know, if there has been other people brought into the mix, then that's also something that you need to heal from and release anything that has been brought in from that. And then again, like if they go into something with another person, then you have really no choice but to kind of move away from that anyways. So for some of you, I think it just depends on what's going on in these situations. I think for some of you, there could be somebody that wants to come in and give you an apology. For some of you, there's somebody that wants to come in and tell you something. For some of you, the person knows that you don't want to have anything to do with them, so they're probably like, I'm gonna stay over here and not bother, because I can feel that you have your guard up, or that you just don't even fucking care about me. And then others of you, I feel like there is a possibility for your happily ever after to be manifested. You know, that could be with this person that you've had time to heal and forgive and forget, and you know, they've woken up and realized the errors of things, and you know, maybe it took a long time. Maybe you both have been through, you know, the dark night of the soul and all of that shit. But I feel like for those of you who've trusted your intuition and you followed your gut and you did what you needed to do to dive into the shadow, the subconscious, to the healing parts, and those of you who are truly in a dynamic with a soulmate or twin flame or somebody that you're meant to be with, I do feel like, you know, when you embody your Empress energy, that's when your person can show up to give you the true love that is in their cup, that I feel like they do want to give to you, like whatever you know, you envision of your wish coming true, or the thing that you've been waiting to manifest within your destiny. I feel like the judgment has been, you know, found on that. It's like Spirit's like, dude, you guys are stupid, because no matter what, this is where you end up, so you might as well just fucking let it happen. And others of you, that could be with another person, or that could be somewhere else. You know, if you've been holding on to a lot of illusions and not seeing things clearly, or if this person is just a liar and a manipulator and only gonna cause this, then you would need to see that truth to make that choice of like, okay, I don't want that. I don't want somebody that's guarded and held back and doesn't show up for me. I don't want to be played. I don't want somebody that, you know, even fucking entertains the ideas of other people, because it's like, that's not cool. It's not even like somewhat romantic or divine or aligned in any way. So some of you, I feel like you're walking away from a situation that was just going to keep causing more pain and more heartache, but in doing so, with a new set of like ideas and feelings about yourself, you're magnetically attracted and connecting with somebody that is going to match you and mirror you, energetically aligned in a way that can bring to you value that's worth having, bring to you love that's worth having, be committed to you on a level that you want, and move quickly, you know, not like oh my god, we're married tomorrow, but in a way that's like not playing games or not coming and going and not fucking just causing more problems in your life than anything. It's like when these things come in and fuck with you, or you know, come around and then they leave again, and they, oh, here I am, and there we go. And when they do that shit, it fucks up your whole life. It's not just your heart gets hurt for a day. It's like every area of your life is impacted when you have that burden of heartache and pain. You're not happy, so you're not doing great at work, you're not doing good at home, you're not doing good with your emotions, probably not treating the people around you the way that you normally would or should or could if you weren't feeling so fucking defeated by a toxic karmic, thing that's been like over and over again. And we don't need conflict in our lives, we don't need competition in our lives, we don't need chaos in our lives. What we need is to be valued and respected and loved by ourselves first and foremost, because when we are, we won't even entertain the assholes that defeat us by not doing it too. When they don't show up to meet you in that love, you'll be like, fuck you, get the hell out of here, I don't want you. I want a King of Pentacles, I want a man of value, somebody that has passion and drive and like desires that are beyond themselves, somebody that can give to me a stable foundation that's not going to be torn apart or played around with, or allow a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of a bump in the road to become something that makes them run away or hide or just cause more bullshit, or just sit on the weird fucking outside skirts of things and look on from, ooh, let me look at it from way over here, but doesn't do anything. Just try to change the perspective, because if you keep finding yourself being defeated by somebody who lies and manipulates and hides and schemes, and they're just wicked slow, and like nothing is getting to where you would want it to be, and you want to build something worth having in this world, don't let your life pass you by without doing it. You may feel like, oh no, I don't want to like let go and move on away from them, but you might have to, because sometimes you will find that like they just don't have this, you know. Sometimes people can't value you, or they can't treat you the way that they should, or the way that most would. And it's not your fault. It's not a reflection of you. It's nothing that you have done per se. Maybe you've known each other for a long time. Maybe they know an older version of you that they keep in their mind, but they're not evolved enough to realize that like you're no longer that person. Or maybe they know like something somebody else has done to them, and they just assume that everybody on the planet's gonna do that to them. So again, they may just not be evolved enough to be able to come out of this energy, you know. Or maybe they just cannot do it with you for some particular reason. It's a karmic thing. They're just guarded and greedy and held back and weird when it comes to the situation with you. Then in those circumstances, especially if you know that to be the case, that like, wow, they treat that person great, and wow, they're nice to that person, but with me they just then that would be even more of an indication to make a decision to say goodbye for good and walk away, because it's an illusion to stay there sitting around waiting and thinking like maybe possibly they're not going to do what they've done every other time, or maybe possibly they're going to, you know, show up and just not be bad. But if they keep bringing you toxic, karmic, shitty, fucking unjust circumstances and then running away and hiding, and you have to pick yourself up off the floor after going through that decision of letting them back in and then having them go and do their little fucking disappear act again that causes this, and then you go through your healing process once again, don't let it happen again. Don't let them back again, because you're just gonna end up back on the fucking mend, and it's gonna be detrimental and put off your evolution and your growth and your abundance and your things in this world that you want and should have and are entitled to, because you won't be able to embody this when you're fucking brokenhearted, or when you're feeling left out in the cold, or you feel defeated, or you feel like, oh my god, this person, we were gonna have our union and everything was gonna be great, but then they boo. That's not something anybody should be going through on a regular basis, or even once, twice, multiple times with the same person. So if you have had this person have difficulty in making decisions with you and treated you poorly and hasn't, you know, shown the like, wow, I value you, respect you, want to be in a, you know, committed connection with you, then don't entertain it anymore. Don't even have it be a part of your wishes anymore, because it's just going to keep you stuck. Like, they've already showed you that their wishes are to not be able to give you that. Like, they're just not on the same frequency when it comes to that. They might love you, they might care about you, but they don't have enough of it to fucking sustain you in a way that is worth you even entertaining them at all, because they're just going to end up falling flat and not being able to produce the love that you deserve, or the time and the energy that is necessary for you to have your wishes come true, or for you to have something that's valuable and worthy of your energy. So if you want to be in a higher level commitment, you want to be that high priestess and that high priest, that divine feminine and masculine, go within and heal. Go within and ask spirit, where am I where am I guarding myself from having true love? Why do I keep, you know, attracting somebody that isn't able to do anything other than look from afar or play in and out games? Where is it that I need to heal? Where is it that I need to tear things down and rebuild? Is it my inner child? Is it past life? Is it my fear? Is it my belief system? Is it my insecurities? Is it my anxieties? Is it my inability to be vulnerable? Or is it some way like I'm not loving myself? Is it self-sabotage? Is my idea of, you know, true love or whatever, like, not realistic? Everybody's gonna be different. So you've got to figure out what that means. Like, you know, first of all, what does this look like to you? And how do you get that? And then, you know, do some exploration around, like, is your idea of that and how you get there healthy? Or is it attracting people who are gonna do the shitty shit that's been done? Because if that's the case, then you need to heal that thing inside of you that's putting out that radar that attracts those people to you, because it's gonna keep happening with them or anybody else. So if you have a tendency to have bad relationships, or have a tendency to see people showing up that are not good to you, or maybe you saw stuff as a child and it's kind of like playing out again and again in your life, then you want to heal that and figure out, like, okay, like, what is my subconscious belief? What am I rippling out around me? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I attracting? What am I creating? Because I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be here, and I would like to have 10 fucking cups, and I would like to have good stuff in my life. And if I want those things, and I want this type of dude, a man of integrity and power and respect and like aligned give and take and all of that energy that shows that I have value innately and that I have worth and that like I can be happy in a committed relationship with somebody. I don't have to be by myself, doing it all by myself, waiting all by myself for somebody to come together and work with me to build something stable and worth having. So through loving myself and healing those parts of me that may have been misaligned or informed in a way that's not conducive to me, coming out with, out having that, or not conducive to me attracting the mirror to my soul that's gonna love unconditionally. If I keep attracting the people that are gonna reject me or replace me or basically kill me or a version of me, then I would like to come out of that mental emotional turmoil, and I'm willing to have spirit show me intuitively the answers that I need or the process that I should go to be the magician and transform that. And it may be hard work. It may not be easy to admit to yourself that like I've been wrong or I've been part of the problem or I've been thinking things that I shouldn't be thinking or I saw things in my life that have created a dynamic that makes it perfect for this person to do what they do. Maybe maybe it's something that you need to heal that once you do, they can show up for you and be better and not cause illusions and weirdness. But in order to get your justice and your balance, it's going to be a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And to get to the 10 of Pentacles, I know that's going to definitely require value and worth on yourself, and you can't get there if you have somebody that's greedy or always holding back or unable to acknowledge within themselves, like, hey, sometimes I have toxic traits, or hey, sometimes I do things that are not nice. Should apologize. Like, if that person's never apologized to you or just like doesn't realize what they're doing is wrong, which they must know, but they probably may pretend like, oh, no big deal, or go away so long that by the time they come around again, it's like, let's not mention that. That's toxic. If somebody hurts you and then disappears until it's like been long enough that they feel like they can come back in without discussing that, then that's not somebody you want in your life, because that's just going to lead to this again. It's like gaslighting, manipulating, it's breadcrumbing. It's just not good. It's not healthy. So tell the universe that you would like to have a higher level of commitment, that you're not willing to be juggled anymore, that you're not willing to be treated the way that you've been treated. You're not willing for the liars, manipulators, or anybody who cannot, reflect back to you somebody of action, communication, clarity, truth, divine love. It's going to lead you to happy days. And you should already be happy in yourself too when they do show up. So you want a happy, solid union, you need to be happy, solid within yourself. Like, make your own wishes come true. Single, sexy, confident, independent, pre-empress, feeling all aligned and divine and self-love and healthiness, and making healthy boundaries in your world so that people aren't able to do this. Because if you had healthy boundaries and all the right places and all the good ideas of stuff, they could be out there looking at you, but they wouldn't get in when they showed up to be causing these. It wouldn't happen because you would recognize what they're doing with your intuition immediately, and you wouldn't be willing to go through that cycle again because you've healed enough to know, like, that's not even worth it. Like, I'm just gonna say fuck you, no thank you, because next, like, you stay over there because I'm all set with this. I want this. I want true love. I want true value within my connection. I want true romantic, emotional, divine, inspired alignment, strength, and power, and integrity. And I don't care if we move slow or if we move, in a way that's like taking our time to get there, just as long as it's not a dead standstill, or they're not just being greedy, or they're not just like keeping you around until they find there's somebody else to deal with, or until they decide that they want to throw you to the side and create more burden in your life. Value yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, and then that's what's going to attract those who do. Don't get caught up in the illusions, the bullshit, and the games that these people play. If somebody shows up and you have passion, great. You can mirror that passion back and have a passionate, loving, sexual, divine, high-vibing energy. But if this is all that they cause when they show up, it's passion and like anxiety and stress and all of that, I would suggest to not connect with that person any deeper until they show you that they're not going to be, hurting you, and that they are vulnerable and expressing things, and they're communicating openly, and that they're not speaking and playing and having 5 other people at the same time. A man of integrity and truth, a man of vulnerability, and somebody that's willing to progress things with you, that they're not going to just like be, it's not a convenient thing, right? So strong, committed, stable, loving, solid man that is worth your time, and then gives to you valuable offers that continue to increase in value over time, so that you can have something solid in your life and you can continue to progress together towards your 10 of Cups and your happily ever after. And it may again need to have a death of old ways and old ideas and old beliefs, and you guys can do those things together with somebody if they're willing to be there with you for that, if they care enough to find the strength to admit their faults and say, like, yeah, I don't want to go through any painful endings either, or I don't want to hurt you either, or like, I don't want to be on the weird outside looking in type of lifestyle. I'm willing to do the work and heal with you. If you know, like, the both of you have healing work to do, which everybody does. There's not a person on the fucking planet that's done healing. There's no guru done person that doesn't have life. We live, we experience things, we heal. And sometimes just dealing with a particular person can require us to have to heal. And if you love them enough, and you care enough, and you have a soul deep connection enough, you'll do it together. So that you don't have this weird fucking shit going on where you're like, I'm just gonna look. No. It's like, get your fucking movement going, taking action, making decisions that make fucking sense, and speaking, communicating is like the biggest fucking thing. So speak your truth about how you feel and what you want and all those things, and then heal so that this doesn't happen again and again and again. Okay, so looks like you guys do have something that is destined to come into your life, but it's going to be resulting from decisions made. So choose to see yourself as valuable, choose to see yourself as worthy of receiving vulnerability, and receiving like emotional offers from somebody that's willing to take the time to be devoted to the progression of a connection that can go towards union. And know that Spirit has already spoken, so like this is already out there for you in the world, but you can slow it down or you can speed it up based on where you're being. Are you staying stuck in an illusion world where it's like, I'm just gonna stay here and ignore the fact that this person's been a piece of shit, or like, I'm not gonna put up those boundaries I know I should, or I'm gonna go fall right back into the victimhood of not telling this person no when I know what the MO is and what they're doing or what they're gonna do or how they're doing it, or when I recognize the red flags, not taking action or saying anything about it and just biting my tongue and, oh, I shouldn't because I don't want them to leave. They're gonna leave anyway, so you might as well say something. Face the fear of being, in your power, and then that's what will lead you to actual reconciling with somebody if that's what's meant to happen, because when you show the value, they'll mirror the value back to you, and you can mirror it back to each other and have that clarity, that illumination, that love. Like, oh my God, we woke up, we see the light, we're now aware. I can express my emotion, and so can you. We mirror. But if I'm not you know, in that place of emotional maturity, or if I start getting all anxious and weird, I shouldn't be surprised when the communication that I'm hearing and the things that I'm seeing and the stuff that's being shown back to me from that person is on a weird level too. I'm not going to get justice and balance until I emanate and become the person of power. When I emanate that wish and that desire, what do I want to be? Where do I want to be? How do I want to be? Who do I wish to be in my future? What does my Ten of Pentacles look like? What does that experience feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? Is it passionate? Is it driven? Is it, you know, purposeful? Do we communicate clearly? Do we have like intense, wild, crazy, you know, energies happening with us? Are we building together? Is there other people involved, you know, like, or have we killed our ego and have we let that shit go? Now we clearly communicate to each other. When anxiety does pop up, we deal with it, we, you know, face it. There's no questions about our love, or there's no questions about our devotedness to each other. We're both willing to go forward and take action on this. Like, there's no weird fucking just watching from afar or thinking about or wondering about or like that bullshit is over. We're just grounded, stable, loyal, committed to our happily emotional fulfillment. We're doing the inner work with our subconscious mind and our programming, and we're walking away from anything that doesn't serve us. So we're not afraid to lose what's not good. It's like, why the hell be afraid to lose it? If it's not treating you right, if it's not feeling good, if all it does is cause problems and hurt, don't be afraid of letting it go. Be like, dude, I want to let that go because that does not feel good. It's not this. This is love. This is truth. This is integrity. This is divine clarity. This is going to shift your perspective and make you realize, wow, like, life is worth living. Energy feels great. I've known you for 1 billion years. I'm going to be, you know, nurturing to you, caring for you, and all of those things. And, you know, willing to be there for the long haul, for destiny to manifest, and willing to face all of that stuff that I've been through with you inside together, so that we can overcome that crap, that hurt, and love unconditionally each other and ourselves, and choosing each other and ourselves through ourselves and each other. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you guys will, you know, allow yourselves to emanate that energy of being in that place. Like, if it's not truth, if it's not unconditional love, if it doesn't have passion and drive so strong for me that it can't like stand not being there, then I don't want it. If they're not showing me this romantic love and this like strength of a connection, if they're not choosing me, I don't want it. If I love myself unconditionally, then I'm gonna have healthy boundaries, and I'm not gonna want anything that's not loyal, committed, stable, and willing to be there right now and always. It's not going to juggle me. It's not going to leave me out in the cold, and they're not going to be all fucking weird and greedy and then having regrets after they fuck up things, or wanting to come back around each time their crumbling falls because they chose the wrong thing, or they juggled you again, or they took that risk or that chance once more. Like, if somebody can take the risk of losing you to go explore other opportunities and other things, then you should take that as, I don't want them, because it's not anything good about it, or divine about it, or attractive about it, or desirable about it. It's like, that's fucking gross. Like, you shouldn't be an afterthought, or somebody that's like, oh, well, you know, they're always there, so let me go see how this works out, or let me go see how that works out, or let me just fucking, you know, not treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. So you may have history, but that may be all that they really should be, is history, not future, not present, not, you know, allowed within you or your life. And when you emanate that true Empress energy, a true man will show up to show you the strength of what that truly is and what you truly want. And I think you'll probably realize that the little boys that play games and hide on the outside and do these weird fucking things, you're going to see a whole new perspective and be like, wow, That's not nice. It's not fun. It's not good. I don't want this. Who the fuck wants to live like this? Who wants to have all these fears and be wondering if I'm good enough, I'm not enough? You want happy. You want solid. You want committed. And you don't want it to take the rest of your fucking life. So, heal. Find the strength. Go within. And love yourself first. Okay? In Renee. Namaste.